What's going on, everybody? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. Happy Friday, everyone. Glad to be here together. Looking forward to this session over here, getting back after celebrating Thanksgiving holiday. Hope you all celebrating, had a wonderful time with your family and friends. Whoever was able to be there. Well, we're going to play some Kip's guitar this afternoon. Right now, we're going to get to work, though, see what's going on in the markets. We're doing this not because you need to. It's Friday of a holiday week, by the way. Right? We're doing this because it's important to have discipline, That's why we're here Friday morning, because it's crucial for success to have discipline. Besides, I enjoy spending this time with you all. Please let me know what's going on with the lag today. I hope it's okay. Please let me know if we have any issues, because I want to iron that all out and fix that up. I did a speed test this morning, and it looks like we're here, right? And if not, I'm going to order this little USB-C to Ethernet cable. So as we get going this morning, and it's a Friday session. Friday is, what is a Friday? Kip's guitar with Jordan singing. Strawberry jam. Listen, strawberry jam brought this to my attention. I want to share this with all of you before we get going today. If you see now, YouTube added this to the comments, this gray area with the name of the channel. Only if you see my name grayed out over here is it me. You could see yesterday the spammers obviously were not celebrating Thanksgiving and were just out there. Just listen, just careful. Look, here's an example. This is a channel, J Bravo. You see it's grayed out? And here you could see J Bravo and it's not grayed out. That's not J Bravo, even though it has the same exact icon over there. I saw this morning on the channel that there were a bunch of people impersonating myself. I'm never going to give you a WhatsApp phone number. I'm never going to ask you anything in the comments. And you guys all know my linguistics anyway. But nevertheless, now to make it a little bit easier, make sure you see this. This is me. And if it doesn't have me, it's not. Before we look at gold, which is just dumping right now, I don't even need to move this trend line down because it's irrelevant, right? It's just dumping. We'll take a look at that in a little while. This is fun. This is fun. So let me share it with you. This is actually from the Lindsay family chat, right? And we had my college freshman nephew asking me, "Is this the time to buy Bitcoin?" Can you imagine? Dude, I've been trying for so long to get them to buy Bitcoin. Now that Bitcoin is trading up 100% in a few months, everyone wants to buy Bitcoin. Look, this is the same for all of us. This is for someone who doesn't have a position, right? This is how I would enter if I do not have a position right now. You all know how we're looking to enter. This is if you didn't have a position. I would enter 1 quarter right now at market, right? And then I would scale in towards 1380, right? 1380 is the low we're looking for. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know if it's going to go that low. We only know what we're looking for. Over here, we could see this continuing down. How long is this going to go down for? Listen, I have no idea. I do not, contrary to popular belief, I do not have a crystal ball. And I don't know what's going to happen. What I'm looking to happen is for price to drop over the next week, about another week or so, right? I don't know. We have the last couple of cycles to go off of. This drop over here lasted about 8-9 days in the previous cycle. This cycle's a little bit quicker, right? I've been saying to you this cycle's going to be shorter. You could see that the pullback is occurring. Why at the same price area, approaching all-time high? It's happening about a month sooner than the last cycle. This is another sign that we are seeing a shortening cycle, right? So anyway, I believe the best thing to do is to scale in. If you're looking for that 30% pullback, as we pull back 15, 20%, add a small piece. Make sure you have a little, because if we start resuming up, by the way, right? If we come up and we take out last week's high, there's no saying that this won't keep going and getting away from us, right? Make sure you scale a little bit in, 20%, 22%, a little bit more than that first scale in. And then if we get towards the 30% pullback, and I don't have my orders in all the way where the 30% pullback will be, 30% pullback, more or less, right over here at 13,500, right? You can see this beautiful area technically that we have over here. This is that look over here. This is our trend line. I'm off the flow. Thanksgiving's still in my belly, but I'm going to get it back. Over here, you could see this was all resistance. It should now be support. And we have this horizontal area over here, which could also act as support. This is the golden zone if we get down over there. But you don't need to be so cute with the entry over there. A couple of $100 is meaningless, right? A few $100, $500 is meaningless over here in this area when we're targeting, a factor from here of 10x or more. All right, so don't get too cute. Make sure you get your position filled. Is it possible that we have over a 30% pullback? You all know it is. You all know it's possible. We had one 40% pullback in the last bull market. It's quite possible it could happen again. I don't have a crystal ball. All I could do is manage my risk. A 40% pullback taking us down towards 11,500 is possible. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's possible. Just be aware, just be ready for everything, right? Because again, why the pullback is happening, if we start dumping over the next few days, and that's not a guarantee, we could hold over here right where we are. Look where we are right now, by the way. Look at this area. This is right now support. You all see that support right over there. Let me just go ahead and make sure you all see it. We're right over here. Look at my trend line support over there. Here's a touch. Here's a touch. Is it possible we hold over here? Yeah. Would that be healthy? Yeah. There's not, so there's no guarantees. All right. So that's Bitcoin. Anyone asking, coming in and looking for Bitcoin? Here's Bitcoin. The only thing that I want to emphasize is that now all of a sudden I see on Twitter this morning, everyone's a hero and everyone saw this coming. I don't think so. I was seeing last week, everyone's sure that we were going all-time highs, So now everyone's a hero. Everyone knows how to play this. I don't know how to play it. I could just manage my risk. There's no guarantees, all right? Let's make sure that we all have that correct mindset. Let's take a look at what's going on over here. Gino, glad to be here with you. Glad to be sharing in this. This is just going to be easy, fun session, Heath over the weekend will put out. If you're not yet receiving the broadcast to the Telegram group, there's a link below in the description. Every time I go live, I go ahead and I post it there. Heath will put out this weekend a review on FX, looking for the week ahead. Look out for that. How to play silver, how to play gold. We see them all dumping right now, right? Strawberry Jam, thanks for that heads up on letting me know about that. That was very important for everyone, right? Do we have any lagging issues today, or are we good on the lagging? Right? Yesterday we had a little bit of problems. I just want to make sure that we're all good on that. And then we're going to talk about gold and silver right now. Gold and silver are down, getting dumped on today massively, right? We're all good. Thank you, my brother. Thanks for letting me know. Is it a boomer? Listen, hold on one second. Let me talk about, I'm not a boomer. I'm not a boomer. I'm all about gold and silver. What's funny is that those that are in, Bitcoiners, anyone who understands crypto, what's interesting about them is that they understand gold and silver more than normal people. Let's call them normal people. The people that think it's risky to buy Bitcoin yet have, an overweight position in the public markets. Normal people, right? People who don't understand something but are ready to give an opinion on it. I don't like Bitcoin. Yeah, what do you know about Bitcoin? Well, I don't know, but I don't like it. Anyway, people who understand sound money understand gold and silver, right? Is it a boomer asset? Is it going away? By the way, listen, do you like privacy? Is Bitcoin private? Everyone knows that Bitcoin is a public ledger. There's zero privacy whatsoever. Does physical gold offer you privacy? Uh-huh. Right? Is it a security? No. Oh, I never thought about that. Oh, it's a boomer asset. Oh, but wait, I don't like Bitcoin. Oh, wait, I don't understand it. Oh, wait, do I understand gold? Do I understand the value proposition of silver? Or am I just quick to write it off? Right now, anyone who's saying at this point in the cycle, I don't want to put my money to work in gold or silver. Of course, it's all about Bitcoin, and nothing's going to touch Bitcoin, in my opinion, over the next 10 months or so. All day long, no question about that. But gold and silver, understand the value proposition before you write it off. Listen, you could speculate on platinum, right? We all know that platinum is palladium. Platinum is more rare than gold, but I'm, me, right? I like Bitcoin. I like gold. Yeah, I own a bunch of silver for a long time, and I will continue. Will I add to it? I don't know. Will I add to my gold position? Yep, I sure will. No question about it. You know? So, what's going on? Let's take a look at the charts for a minute. We don't need to take a look at the charts. Here's what I want to say to you. You ready? Right now, if you do happen to be a long-term gold or silver guy, you're loving what's happening. This is an opportunity. Is now the time to step in and catch the falling knife? No. We just were making a last stand over here into that trend line and we lost it, right? It looks terrible. There's no reason to step in, right? Could we try to make a case for it? Do we need to? Right? Do we need to? No. Right? Will things change? Probably. By the way, look ahead on the calendar. Next week is a light calendar. Okay. We do have Australian Central Bank with a rate statement. We have Fed Chairman Powell speaking, and we have ISM manufacturing. Do you think we beat? I think we might beat. That could help the dollar a little bit. But the main thing to worry about is the upcoming Fed meeting that's coming up. Could that help put a floor into gold and silver if they're talking about possibly expanding the duration of the current QE? Interesting to note also, we saw, by the way, the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, the central bank of central banks, they met last week, and there was a lot of talk of the fact that QE could be destructive. Oh, you don't say. Where have you heard that before? You don't say. They're worried that a next round of QE could actually cause some systematic problems, that could actually see a sell-off in the equity markets. Now, I don't know. Obviously that a lot of people have been talking about that possibility occurring for a long time, that eventually QE will have the opposite effect. It's the first time I've ever seen central bankers talking about it. Take note. I still think that the music is going to keep playing until they have these digital currencies ready. And from my opinion, I'd be surprised. It's possible if early next year the U.S. government did some more stimulus, right? And we didn't have digital wallets ready. We'll see. I don't know what's happening over there. Always listen to the wife. Always listen to the wife. Anthony, absolutely. What are you gonna do when you exit Bitcoin? Are you gonna fill up your milkshakes and buy some dollars? Or are you gonna be transitioning into Pax Gold? Or are you not gonna sell your Bitcoin? Not a bad idea, right? Not a bad idea. They have lending platforms, BlockFi, where you could, a non-taxable event, borrow against your Bitcoin. Something to think about over there. Happy wife, happy life. They tend to, my wife, thoughts on GBTC. It's a fantastic way to play Bitcoin in the equity markets. The premium seems to be lessening and lessening, right? What does that mean? Let's take a look. I don't ever look at the chart of Grayscale of GBTC, but why? Because I just look at the chart of Bitcoin. I don't care. Jordan, why was it up to here at 40, and why is Bitcoin approaching new all-time highs and GBTC is not? Well, this is all premium, right? That's just all premium, and it's different. If you're playing GBTC, just follow Bitcoin. Don't complicate your life. Make it easy. Make it simple. That's all. The banks are selling Bitcoin. I don't know anything about that. That doesn't sound right to me. By the way, every time Bitcoin starts coming off a little bit, there'll be like sincere FUD. Banks are selling Bitcoin. There's only a limited amount of Bitcoin. The fight for Bitcoin is going to get more intense. No question about that. My wife watched Jordan too. Listen to the wife, Kenneth. They always know. My great-grandchildren be home in Bitcoin. Beautiful. Beautiful. That whoa. By the way, this comment is awesome because this is how Bitcoiners think. Bitcoiners are very, very low time preference. Bitcoiners are looking out into the future. They're thinking about the next generations. This is a beautiful comment. I love it. All right. So by the way, there's an interview I saw, Rich. There's this morning I just saw on my YouTube feed, Anthony Popolano put out a video, I guess in the last 24 hours, a podcast video interviewing something about regulation in Bitcoin. That's something that I want to watch. I'm interested in it. I want to see what's going on. Listen, at the end of the day, you don't have to like it to see what's happening. You know that right now, right? When you file your taxes, you have to declare your Bitcoin addresses. This is what's happening, right? Listen, do not try to pull one over on the U.S. Gov. It's gonna really bite you. It's a public ledger, right? You have to do what you have to do. Now, now listen, if you're a cypherpunk, right? Bitcoin Origins, this is absolutely horrible. Look, I have hope that things are going to lead to further privacy on Bitcoin, and I would say unless you are an expert, it's very difficult to have any level of privacy on using Bitcoin. I know that I can't, right? So I don't like it, right? Because why? I would consider myself to have a lot of libertarian characteristics, but either which way, it is what it is. I just want to be up to speed on what's going on and listen to the conversation. So that's an important one happening right now. Is regulation coming as far as Bitcoin? Is it good or bad? Could Bitcoin continue without it? Listen, at the end of the day, if you are an American citizen or wherever you are, on oral earned income, you have to report it and pay taxes on it. Bitcoin is not about not paying taxes. There's nothing in Bitcoin that is like, oh, it's an opportunity to not pay taxes. So if you have those thoughts or beliefs, that's not what's going on, right? So the reason why why Coinbase stopped offering leverage traded on Bitcoin, in Jordan's opinion, is because they said that the CFTC said that they shouldn't do that. But what I think it is in the first quarter of 2021, it looks like Coinbase is looking to go public. And it looks like them offering leverage trading is a deterrent for whatever reason for them going public. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. Now, Max Kaiser's partner, Stacy Hubert, I think that's her last name. Stacy, mentioned the fact that they just might not have enough Bitcoin on exchange to be able to do that. That could also be, an issue. So I don't know, Wow. Do you think it's possible that QE creates inequality? It's almost comical that the Federal Reserve has the audacity to talk about inequality in the world, in the US, when they're the root cause of it all. Hubert. Thanks, Harry. Appreciate it. And Canada's got QBTC. No question about that. Yeah, well, it looks like that the Bitcoin party might become a force in U.S. politics in the future, taking up, the torch from the Libertarian party. Jordan, my friend, heard you mention recently that you keep missing the entry on Platinum. Keep an eye on the drop, brother. I don't trade Platinum personally or invest in it. I do watch what's going on with it. And I'm glad you brought that up, James. All right. I'm glad you brought it up because I like this structure here, this big descending channel in an uptrend. It's very bullish. We've broken out, right? And when I say missing the opportunity, what I am definitely referring to is if I were trading it, where I could have gotten in, and is another opportunity setting up. Let's take a look at it. All right, let's come down. Let's look at what's going on, right? So, this is, I guess, what I could see over here. I really right now, it's been an amazing year. It's nice. By the way, every single one of us this is funny. I'm going to come right back to this in 1 second to Platinum, but I'm going to have a chart on Bitcoin. Doesn't it feel good to see the price of Bitcoin dropping, knowing you're in control? Like knowing that you're in control. What do I mean by that? I mean that you were looking for that to happen, and now it's happening. There are a lot of people out there, right, FOMOing in, and and now it's dropping, and they're scared. But doesn't it feel good to watch Bitcoin dropping? right? Whether or not it's because you're waiting to get more, to build up a position or not, that's another thing. But just the fact that you know that this is what's supposed to be happening right now, and that soon enough, we will be making new all-time highs again. By the way, between, in the last cycle, it was roughly 2 months, a little less than 2 months between Bitcoin having its pullback and then going on to make its new all-time high. It only went up, about 15% higher before. I think that's, don't quote me on that. I don't even, that might not be true. We need to find out what the case was. Right? So Bitcoin went up over here between the last all-time high, between the last high to its peak, 20%, 18%. I was pretty close enough. It didn't go up that much further before having another 30% pullback. I'm not saying that's going to happen this cycle also. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't believe that we're going to see, a pullback where even if it's 30% and then, 18% higher and then another pull. I don't think it'll match the last cycle like that. It could, but I'm not looking for it to be that neat. Anyway, so what I'm getting at is this feels good. Right over here on Platinum, you don't have any sense of FOMO right now, right? You're kind of just watching the markets. You feel good. If we let's clone this line over here. Let's clone this over here, put it down towards the bottom to find out where possible area of support could be. Right there. We go right there. So on Platinum, if we come back into this area of support, that would be a place that we will look for a resumption off of to get involved. Right now, obviously, it's Friday. It's Black Friday. Is it Black Friday or Cyber Monday? It seems like they've melded. But any which way, look, right now there's no need whatsoever to feel like a position needs to be put on. What about on the equity markets? Let's take a look real quick. It was pointed out by Ying in this morning that it looked like we were coming out of a bull flag, and he's right. I see it clearly. You see this nice, neat bull flag resumption out. All the time, almost every single month's end, if you ever see the headline that pension funds are going to be dumping like all of this stock, it never happens. It never happens. Anytime you see any type of news article, even if it's in what you believe to be a trusted source, by the way, a trusted source should only be something that has been correct in the past and continues to be correct. No one has a 100% track record. There's errors to be forgiven. But a trusted source, right, is someone who in the past has a track record of actually providing true information. Anyway, well, don't believe whenever you see pension funds are fighting, going to be selling a massive amounts, yeah? Or maybe they're looking to buy and they're trying to get you to sell, right? Everyone always has an ulterior motive, it seems. But that looks nice and neat rising out. Is this something you want to take going into the weekend? I do not think so, right? There's not the time to be in the markets, right? Everything looks beautiful, but it's not the time to be in the market. We're looking for the new entry into the market. I'm going to follow you guys right now. We could open this up actually to ask me anything. We'll talk about anything and anything, right? And that's what we're going to do right now. No, I haven't heard anything about that. I would be interested to see something like that. Listen, this is all that I know, that the Bitcoin devs are very slow to move and act. And that's a very strong point of Bitcoin, right? That's a very positive, right? So I would love to see more privacy features implemented into Bitcoin, but it's kind of like I trust the process, If they could do it and it's going to be good for Bitcoin, they're going to do it. Do you have right now some degree of privacy on Monero? Yeah, 100%. Could that be cracked? Maybe. If it's cracked, or all past transactions then visible? I don't have the answer to that question, but do think about that if you use Monero. And also Lightning, right? Lightning Network offers a degree of privacy as well. I've never used Lightning. It's still right in the early adopter stage by far. Is it safer to use than it was a year ago? Probably. I haven't heard any mishaps or lost funds, but it's very risky. But there's a degree of privacy there. There's also a degree of privacy, right, on the liquid Bitcoin network, right? So, privacy should be a fundamental right, right? So there was another question I saw over there. Do you not see? Well, what happens if Georgia goes blue and Biden is inaugurated January 20th? There'll be a huge bailout of some urban areas, right away. So yeah, there's a chance of stimulus for sure, right? So Jordan, Bitcoin, Euro, Coinbase, the huge wick. I mean, there's not much to say about that. This happened on Kraken too, right? It was BTC, Canadian dollar. They were like last year, enormous wick down. Make sure you trade liquid markets. Make sure you trade liquid markets. That's all. That's all we have to add for that. Thank you. Would you go? I don't know who Jay Bravo is. I've never heard of him before. If anyone has a good episode that they think I should check out, go ahead and send it to me. I never heard of Jay Bravo until Strawberry Jam sent me that. No. Tom, I don't have a stop loss on Bitcoin. Now, if you're trading a leveraged position, as you lose important levels, should you lighten up your position? Oh, yeah, you definitely should. But just, I came through a liquidity crisis back in March where Bitcoin traded down to 3,800. I didn't sell Bitcoin. I actually added, I didn't have money on exchange to purchase, but I got in. I think the level exactly is 41, and then again at 5,000 or 48. In that area though, I had two nice ads, and no, I'm not selling Bitcoin. There's no way you're getting my Bitcoin. If we have another liquidity crisis, there's no question that we could see Bitcoin run into a lot of trouble, but we're not having any type of signs of a liquidity crisis. And not only that, you would see Bitcoin, the Fed would have to act, and then you would see, state media is like everything, right? You would see Bitcoin rise just as drastically and quickly. I have no idea, Glenn, about that. I can't answer whether or not gold miners are leaving. Listen, everyone loved gold miners a few months ago. I'm not an expert. There's nothing I can add to the conversation. But if you're interested in the miners, I think now is probably an opportunity. Bitcoin can't change. Well, there are hard forks, and then there are soft forks. So, but I guess you could say Bitcoin can't change without consensus. That would be a proper statement. Bitcoin can't change. Yes, Chris, this was asked to me yesterday, actually on Twitter. I don't ever consult the greed and fear index ever. Now, the only thing I would like to say to you that it's kind of like an oscillator. There will be times when if you were playing the greed and fear index, it'll work exactly like an oscillator. If it was oversold, you could buy it, and when it's overbought, you could sell it until overbought remains overbought or oversold remains oversold for an extended period of time. Then you're going to get wrecked, right? It's the same thing as an oscillator. When the markets are overbought, you're going to see the greed scale hitting high levels, and it could remain that way for a long time. I'm sure it was the same thing during March over here as we were dropping February into March. I'm sure if you look at the S&P 500 and you look at the fear and greed exit, the fear was off the charts over here, right? And if you would have stepped in to buy, you would have been wrecked. So it's like an oscillator. An overbought can remain so, and oversold can remain so for a long time. Jordan, how long until we move into altcoins? This is a fantastic question. So listen, this is my opinion, not investment advice, but definitely my opinion. And, listen, you got to listen And at least you have to consider the opinions of those who have been correct. That's all I could say. But you want to make sure that you get, triangulate information, get all sides, and then come to your own conclusions. In my opinion, though, right now, if we have a 30% pullback, I still think alts could drop further, right? I don't think that we're done over here. Just to give you an example, as I go through my thoughts over here on Chainlink, like, is it possible that Chainlink comes down over here and tests somewhere around, $8.75? Yeah, for sure. If Bitcoin has the 30% pullback, we could be somewhere down there. The way that I would play it, Jordan, would be watching Bitcoin, right? And if Bitcoin does, start to pull back 25%, at that point, I would start leaning into altcoins. I would start leaning into altcoins, and I think it'll be a fantastic entry. Now, in the last cycle on Bitcoin, this is what happened, just so you know. And I think alt season has begun. In the last cycle, right, you had this pullback. If you got this pullback here, I would lean into alts, right? It was this pullback here, the second one, when alts started flying out of this. It's led by Ethereum. Started rocketing and flying. Brandon helped illustrate that very, very well. And this is the one right here. So this pullback right here, right now, if you start seeing Bitcoin pulling back 25%, I think that's the time to lean into alts if you're interested in alts. So watch Bitcoin instead of watching the individual alts, in my opinion, right? I'd just be watching the degree of the pullback. Right now, how far are we? We're probably about, I don't know, we pulled back 15, 16% from the high. Yeah, 16%, right? So if we start pulling, 22, 25%, that's when you can't try to time it perfectly, but you all know you could always wait for the resumption. Get down to the 12-hour, get down to the 8-hour, wait for price to make a higher high. Bitcoin comes down 25% and you're stalking an alt. Let's say you were looking at Litecoin, right? Bitcoin's off 25% and then Litecoin starts making a higher high on the 8-hour time frame. That's your entry, in my opinion. Are you talking about, Terry, on equity markets? Why, if you were to just trade the overnight session, you would significantly outperform the day session. I have no idea why. I only know what is. But that's true, right? If you could just do a quick search on the internet to find that out, or to find a chart showing you, buying at the close and holding to the open is much more profitable. Not only over the last year or two, over the last 10 years. I'm not looking. I mean, I finished accumulating my gold position a long time ago, like a long time, about a decade ago, a long time ago. So, at the end of this Bitcoin cycle, could I foresee myself buying either more physical gold or Pax gold, digital, backed by, physical gold? Yes, but not right now. Right now, the trade is Bitcoin, and I would not want to be purchasing gold. I'd rather buy Bitcoin for this cycle, this bull market, and then exit Bitcoin into gold. Buying gold right now is, in my opinion, not the right use of resources. Yeah, that's true. So there's a lot that's not as Bitcoin was originally intended, a peer-to-peer network, right? There's a lot. Now, is it possible that in the future Bitcoin is adopted such that it could become a peer-to-peer transaction? Of course. There's no question about that, but these things take time. It's not like, the amount of progress Bitcoin has made since its inception is absolutely mind-boggling. But you're talking about, replacing a current system. It takes a long time. So, no, there's a lot that as Bitcoin was originally created is different today. But Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It is what it is, right? So what else? So yeah, we could go back to oil, and this looks good. Look, I'm not trading oil, right? Because again, I can't imagine it. But anyway, so here we are, and we've now, right? This was the target. No, sorry. I was looking to break above this resistance, which we did, targeting into here. We're now above it. Is it possible that we're targeting towards 49.80? I think it is over here. I can't read what that says over there. It is, right? You got a resumption off. You can now, it's a good risk to reward right where it is right now. There's no question about it. Not trading it, but have really just been calling it out well. So right over here, yeah, you don't think? Has anyone, look, all the videos are on the channel for the past, since the end of October. There's not a single person who has traded oil, with the exception of me exiting at 14.50, not realizing it was going to zero. But go back to the channel, go back to late January when oil was trading in the high 50s and I was calling out 35. And then as oil came to 35 a lot quicker than I expected, moving that down to 22. And then when 22 lost, 14.50, right? And then not only that, keeping everyone out of oil for months until we broke out over here, and then saying and seeing what was going to happen, but not trading it. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Will you use the current Bitcoin correction to adjust how you look at the file? No, I will not, Dan. It's a great question, and let me explain myself why I say I will not. The question Dan's asking is, for example, if we only have a 15 or a 20% correction, will I then think going forward we will only have 20% corrections? And I will not. I really firmly believe we're going to have 30% corrections during this bull market cycle. The reason for that is twofold. Number one, I think that the volatility is going to be absolutely immense to the upside. And if you have that type of volatility to the upside, it's going to cause corrections. It's going to cause volatility, right? So there's no question. So, and just to let everyone know, going back a week ago when everyone was saying we're days away from a new all-time high, and I was like, I don't think so, right? And then at that same time, people were like, there's an institutional wall in at 17,000. We won't break it. And I was like, I don't think so. Well, not only did we not make new all-time highs, we also broke 17,000. So again, you either value those who have been correct more than you value those who are wrong, or you continue listening to those who are wrong only because they fit your current perception of what you want to happen. I don't think for a second that the drawdowns are any less during this cycle. Is it possible? Anything's possible. Are institutions like these magical traders? Institutionals are late, are they not? What do you think? If anything, 2020 has shown is that retail traders have actually been way more informed, way more sharper, and on the right side of the trade than massive finance 1.0 fund managers and, so-called like macro guys. How's your dollar milkshake doing? You holding on to that still? So, no, I don't think so. I stand by what I stand by. I mean, right now we're not looking at any alts, only because they still, in my opinion, have further room to drop, right? Do you remember as alts were peaking, and I was like, listen, as alts were peaking, I was like, listen, we will start to be watching what's going on technically with altcoins, but now's not the time because they've gone too far too fast, and we just need to wait for them to reset. So we will be doing that, but we still need a little bit further time for them to reset. So it depends what the pullback is, Patrick. It depends what the pullback is. So all right, this question's not black and white. So if we pull back 30%, right? The last cycle, and I don't think it happens again the same as last cycle, is that we only came up about 18% higher So that was, off the top of my head, just say it was 23,000, and then we pulled back 30% again. Off of whatever the pullback is, let's say it's 30%, I think the thing to do, and to be safe, because I think it goes higher, is target 150% up from that pullback. And that's a place, the area that I think I'll be looking for the next pullback to occur. That would put us somewhere around $36,000. And that's so regardless if we see the same thing happen where we had a pullback and then just made a little bit of further high and then another pullback, either way from this area, I'm targeting around 36,000 before I'd be looking for that next pullback, and that we could have another pullback within that, like last cycle, or not. Okay, so that's what's going on in my head. What is Tether? It's a stable coin. USDT is a stable coin. Tried to be pegged to the dollar. That's called Tether. Don't go on his show. I don't know. I'm not looking to go on other people's show, but in 2021, I will be looking to have occasional interviews with some people that I would like to have conversations with. Could you remove James' comment? I don't go about like moderating you all. Everyone here is adults, right? So that's where we are. Oh, James' comment was stuck up on the screen. Is that what you're saying? Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Letting me know about that. Apologize. What else? 1,400 people in there. Thanks for spending your Friday after Thanksgiving here with me. Yeah. It's USDT. Any views on the Nasdaq? Looks super bullish now that we finally broken out. Right? We broke out of the channel. Right? This was the fake breakout back into the channel. Had us back neutral. We were watching this area for the next move. We broke out and above. Everything looks super bullish now on the indexes. Super bullish. But wait until Monday for us to be looking for an entry. Friday. If you're, I'm not looking here right now. Yeah, and that's not going to happen anyway, right? Adam Back has, and someone else, I don't know who else it is. They all have orders to buy the supply of Bitcoin right now on exchange to buy the entire supply at $1. I don't ever think it's possible Bitcoin could go to zero. Yep. So I think that the question is starting a position in ARK for the long term. If you're doing it, I truly think that some type of dollar cost average and schedule is the best way to do that. Whether that was monthly, probably, or weekly, or whatever you quarterly, whatever you figure out. But I think, listen, I respect what's going on over there. I think it's really neat. A great marketing idea, how they make their research public. And you could follow what they're doing on your own and take those positions without the fees. Or you could let them do what they do, paying the fees. And I think that, I'm considering doing that for my children, making a long-term bet on ARK for sure. I'm considering it. Oh, I didn't know that. Anyway. Yep. If you're looking for the crash, you're not going to get it. It seems to me, and everyone in equity markets is always looking for the crash. The crash really happens, and I have to say, it's one of the easiest trades there is. When the stock markets are falling, first of all, it's as clear as day. It's obvious. You don't need to get in before the crash. You get in as the elevator is going down. When markets crash, they actually crash, and it's the easiest trade to watch, right? If you want to see how that's done, go back on this channel into late February when as the markets, I'd stayed away from equity markets for so long and then made more money than most people will make in their entire career in February, March alone on the equity markets. When they're crashing, just go ahead. It's easy. It's very easy. But because the greed or fear index is, listen, what's going on now in the markets, there is nothing to compare it to, right? Why? Well, I don't know. The Fed just expanded their balance sheet this year by $4 trillion. Global central bank monetary expansion is through the roof. Is it different? Is it going to be sustainable? No, it's not going to be sustainable in the long run. Just wait until the markets are crashing before you look to sell them. Don't look for the crash. Ethereum US dollar, it was asked to me in the Telegram group on Wednesday night what would be good entries. And I said, I gave out two levels. I said at 504 and also at 441 are the two areas I'd be looking, to add to Ethereum. And right now you're basically at market. Is there further downside? Maybe, I'm not sitting here telling you that for sure I know that we're going to have a bigger pullback. Look, right over here. I have no crystal ball. There's no guarantees it would trade that low. I'm looking for it to go towards 13,800. I think we have about at least another week here where we could see further pressure on Bitcoin. I don't think it's over. Could it be? For sure. And if we start making higher highs, watch out, but that's not happening right now, right? And we're in the middle of, we just started a pullback. So could Ethereum go a lot lower? Yeah, it could. Would I be surprised if Ethereum was trading towards, 444? No. The way to time alts, in my opinion, is what's going on in Bitcoin. And if you're looking to scale in at the long term, right now you're right at it. Right when as soon as you came back towards that 506 support, that was a decent pullback, right? What was that? That's a 20% pullback. That's a gift, right? You don't need to be cute, Thank you, Gino. Thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It's been my most important work, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Yeah, Real Vision. So Kenneth, I saw, again, I told you all, I saw Max Kaiser talking with the I forget her name, the one who does Stanberry research right now. She used to be the interviewer on Kiko, and both of these people, or especially her, live and breathe this sector, and both of them were like, listen, miners, right? Gold miners are the hardest thing to figure out. You have like geopolitical risk. You also have, at the same time, it highly depends on the management of each company. Max Kaiser, who, you could say that he is familiar with the space. He's like, I'm just buying an ETF. I can't even figure it out. Yeah, I don't think it's a problem, right? Of space mining, being, I agree with that comment over here very much. But we're a lot closer to gold being, mined on an asteroid. We're a lot closer to an actual system reset. And when that happens, it's not going to be whoever owns the Bitcoin makes the rules. It's going to be whoever owns the gold gets a seat at a table why that new system is being worked out. Tesla remains the same, in my opinion. This time, I was saying 600, right? It remains the same. It as the instrument is added to the S&P 500, that is the interim top. I do not think this time will be different. The same way I won't short gold, the same way I won't short Bitcoin, even as I say to you, it's going to enter its bear market, come off 85%. You do know that instead of saying 85%, that because of the further adoption of Bitcoin, I'm saying, yeah, maybe it only comes down 80%, 85% in the bear market. I won't short it. Same thing with gold. I'm not going to short gold. At the same time, I do believe that, as the economy enters back into growth, that will be the top of this cycle of the bull market in gold and silver. I think that at, at minimum, that's a couple of years away. Just because there's a vaccine, I don't think that the economy is going into growth. I think the market is mispricing itself over here. I do not believe in efficient markets. Actually, I believe the opposite, and I believe that, it'll be at least a couple of years before I'm looking for this current bull cycle in gold to end. I'm not trading alts. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate that. It could go today. It hit it today. Thornstein, if you're asking this question, you're not watching this channel. Go back to the beginning of the live stream and watch. You'll definitely get that information whatsoever. Yeah. So straight up, I don't know anything about Jay Bravo, so this is not directed at him. But anyone who's pushing gold right now over Bitcoin simply does not get it. There's nothing else to say. Anyone who's pushing gold over Bitcoin right now simply does not get it. Well, that's true. Since the March crash, we haven't seen a 30% pullback. Now, that's because we had an abnormally high drawdown, in my opinion, right? So you're saying this over here. You think, right? Someone here thinks that gold should be pushed over Bitcoin. You're about to get wrecked. You're already getting wrecked. If you're already getting wrecked, there's nothing else to say about that. Pull up a chart of gold versus Bitcoin. It's not really looking well for you. You're making yourself look silly. So over here, this was a huge drawdown that occurred during the crisis, right? It was a 63% drawdown. Now that drawdown was double what it should have been. And I didn't know this was a 30% drawdown. Because the 30% drawdowns, by the way, are not for the bear market phase. The 30% drawdowns are during the bull market phase, and they could be as high as 40. But where I am right now is that trend line support. And I don't think that would ever have broken outside of the crisis. But this was a liquidity crisis, and it broke. And we flew off 60-something%. That was abnormal and extended. And because of that, I think we only had a 20% correction over here coming into the halving in this area over here. I don't think that had. I think that if we didn't have this correction, I think that we would have been trading higher coming into the halving. Coming into the halving, where we were trading at more or less around 9,500, right? Actually, 8,600. If we never had the crisis, I think we would have been trading at 11,400. That's the math I did. I'm not going to explain it to you now. It doesn't matter. But I think that we were way lower because of the crisis coming into the halving. And I think that we would have had 30% drawdown around the time of the halving had it not been for this extended move. I do not think this time is different. Listen, all I could say is I'm on the record. You all know it. I believe we're going to have 30% drawdowns during this bull market. And not only that, remember last week, everybody was calling for new all-time highs. Remember that. Pure Vita. Ryan, there's nothing to pull up here on gold and silver. Go back to the beginning of the live stream, and you'll be able to check out what's going on. Right now, gold and silver have both broken down. Technically, I continue to break down, but now broke down past their last stand. Everyone knows over here on gold, once we broke the support over here at 1848 in that area, we were just completely technically looking terrible on gold. And then we had an opportunity over here, right over here off this trend line support to look for perhaps a rebound on gold that has since taken out over here. We've come back into the trend line. At this point, there's no play on gold or silver. Don't try to catch a fallen knife. But if you're looking at the long term, it's the same thing right now on this small pullback on Bitcoin. Every single one of this looks as this is a good opportunity, but are waiting for the right, same thing on gold and silver. If you're, this is nothing more than a long-term opportunity. But from a trader standpoint, there's no way right now. Litecoin tends to lead alt season. Not for Bitcoin. Litecoin tends to lead. Bitcoin is the base of the whole crypto system. It's all the whole reason that alt season exists is because of Bitcoin's halving and Bitcoin going into its bull market. So Litecoin is like a canary in the gold mine. And when Litecoin starts pumping, that's a sign that alt season is here. And when Litecoin will also be one of the first to crash during the bear market. But it's about Bitcoin. It's not about Litecoin. Is it possible? Yeah. So I think that you make a lot more money having a higher time preference here than a shorter time preference. If you're looking to get involved in alts and should altcoins, Brandon pointed out right now that everyone should be focused on trading not altcoins versus US dollar, but altcoins versus Bitcoin. The idea right now is that you want to be holding Bitcoin and you're looking for anything that could appreciate versus Bitcoin. Altcoins, I believe, during alt season will outperform Bitcoin. So if you're looking to take positions against something like, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, right? I believe this 30% pullback that we're experiencing right now is the time to get involved. By the way, let me pull up a chart because this was the wedge that Alan had pointed out to us, and then we had the breakout over here. Look at that. Breakout, retest, resumption is not a bad time to be scaling in my opinion, to Ethereum, Bitcoin. It is possible that if Bitcoin comes down another 15% or so, it is possible that we see a bigger dip over here. But that's a buying opportunity. I don't think you need to be cute trying to pick up Ethereum, Bitcoin if you're looking for this swing high to be taken out sometime. I don't know when it's going to happen, but sometime over the next, call it, to be easy and generous, over the next 60 days, right? I think it's going to happen, So right now, this looks like a beautiful, beautiful time to be picking up or begin scaling into your position, in my opinion. There's how seminary is organized. The Catholic seminary, you have the minor and the major. Those who are still getting their undergraduate degrees and those who are studying philosophy. Is it exclusively on? No, liberal arts would only be in the minor seminary, right? Science is absolutely examined or studied. Again, that's in the minor seminary. Once you get into seminary, it's all about studying scripture. It's all about studying the church. It's all about studying. At that point, you're not studying any more liberal arts or science. That's only in the minor seminary. But anyone that is entering seminary has to have a college degree. You can't, without a college degree, which is the place where you're studying liberal arts and the sciences. Once you enter the seminary, major seminary, at that point, it's faith based. It's no longer are you studying those type of things. Look, Alphabet. I'll pull it up in 1 second. So going back right over here, right? This is when we said, all right, Apple looked like it was a buy, and Amazon looked like it was a buy. Amazon, because of the gap, actually got away. There was no entry there. That's why I hate public markets, right? And now they're both into that resistance with the Nasdaq healthy. They look like they're also, you know, going to be headed that direction. I imagine Alphabet is the same exact thing. Let's check it out. Where are we going? I was already on. Was on Google. Looks better. You can see it looks better, and why I say that is this looks more like the Nasdaq, right? Which is now broken out of that. What was the question though? Do we see breakout after a bull flag? Is that a bull flag? You could, yes. Does anyone disagree with me? For sure. Great call. Better than mine, Logan. Better than mine. That looks more like a bull flag than this also triangle over here. Could I, if I wanted to, make the case for that? Yep. But here's the important piece. I think yours is better than mine, for sure. I like your bull flag better. But here's the important piece. And this is the same thing with head and shoulders, right? This is the only piece that mattered. So whether you were following this triangle or you were following this bull flag, it's the same exact thing, right? It's the trend line over here that is the breakout and what matters. Do I think we wick down? Well, I don't know. Look, Lee, I don't know. I do not have a crystal ball, you know? All I'm able to do is kind of have that awareness and manage my risk really well. However, right, what happened last time in these cycles, you could see it's very clear. I've pointed it out to you, and not only have I pointed out, I see everyone gets it because when everyone else is talking about it, then I get that everyone else gets what I'm talking about, right? What happened last time, is that going to happen this time? Not necessarily. But, you have a move down, a bounce, and then about one or two more tests of that before coming up. We could look at it really quick. I don't know. I'm not trying to say it's going to be the same at all. But, we'll take a look at it right now on the daily chart here, and I'll show you what happened. Here's last time. A move down, a bounce, one, two more touches, So do I think it's going to be, if the question is, are we going to see a wick and an up? I mean, probably not, but it doesn't matter. Here's what matters for all of that, Lee. You should have your orders in already. You should have your orders in already. Now, talk to someone who doesn't have Bitcoin. Listen, buy a quarter now. Buy a quarter at 1550. Buy a quarter at 1450. And then you last at 1390. Why not 1350 or 1380? Don't try to be cute. You don't need to get like the lowest price. Do you think a few hundred or even $1,000 matters at this point in Bitcoin when from these levels you're looking for a 10x? I don't. Could you please tell me why you think AKA GK, watch on the channel the Bitcoin playlist, and but sincerely, watch the Bitcoin playlist on the channel. This comment shows that you don't have yet an understanding of the 4-year cycle. For whatever reason, the algorithm has you over here. You have the opportunity to understand what's going on with Bitcoin better than anyone else. Not understanding Bitcoin better than anyone else. Listen, there are people who just know mountains more than me about Bitcoin, the technicals of Bitcoin. If you want to understand the 4-year cycle, watch what's going on. Go to the Bitcoin. This comment shows that you don't have an understanding of it yet, but you're here. So thankfully, you can walk away by tomorrow understanding it better than anyone. Strawberry jam, I guess, I would start with the marshmallow test, right? I guess when my daughter was at most 5 years old, the marshmallow test. What's the marshmallow test? You ask them, what would you prefer? One marshmallow right now or two marshmallows tomorrow? Put the marshmallow in front of them. Ask them, which one do you prefer? To have one marshmallow right now or two marshmallows tomorrow? See what they say and then talk about it with them. But they're from the very beginning, they should understand, and the conversations about money and what money is should always be had with them. Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Conquering the markets all day long. Right? Here's our trend line. Right? Broke above, became interested in this. By the way, this was the first possible entry right over here in this area over here. Right? Another one right over here. It's just it looks super good. It looks super healthy. Do I see the Nasdaq breaking 13,000? I mean, that's not how I do it, right? You all know back in April, I started talking about S&P 4100 a lot, right? Would the Nasdaq also be trading? Listen, we're swing traders. We focus here on the 8-hour time frame, right? We just try to stay on the right side of the trade, not trying to think. That's not how I do it. Well, I'm not trying to. Bitcoin is different. Bitcoin is math. That's why I have a price target on Bitcoin. The Great Reset, in my opinion, is simply, these people in the world who are psychotic and want to control the world. If your idea, I mean, you could see that our friend Klaus now has a Twitter account. He's talking about the fact that, listen, by 2030, you're not going to own anything. You're going to have no privacy and you're going to be happier than ever. If you really subscribe to those values, then have fun. Not myself. I think now's the time to have conversation with people who think they're normal, right? And start asking them what they think of that stuff, because right now they're very against it. But if you wait just a little while longer, they're all going to be so brainwashed that you're going to be having some bad conversations. They're going to be like fully supporting that stuff. But right now, if you ask them, what's your feelings on the Great Reset? They'll have no idea what it is. It's not covered in the media. They'll have no idea what the Great Reset is, right? So if you tell them, by 2030, it's coming out of the World Economic Forum, the same Davos crowd, these people who want to rule the world, they're saying by 2030, you're not going to own any property. You're not going to have any privacy and be happier than ever. What do you think about that? Right now, you could get them against it because they'll be against it. But soon enough, they'll all be brainwashed. They'll all be asking for it. Abe, I don't know what you're looking for. That's too general. A chart. Which chart? Because they don't work as well. Support and resistance is the structure of the market. Moving averages are just lagging indicators, which is, moving averages don't work. Don't use moving averages. When it's falling, when it breaks something technical, right? Right now, the S&P is as bullish as it can be. It has broken out of this triangle pattern, broke out over here. It then retested and has consolidated again and broken out again, and then into another bullish formation, this bear flag that Ying pointed out this morning, and now resuming out. There's to think about shorting all three indexes, why they're all technically bullish, is you got to rewire your brain. Why would you be thinking about shorting them? All the indexes are as bullish as can be. The first opportunity to short, to look for a short would be if we came back down below here, below this trend line over here. Because if we would have broke down over here, I would have shorted it. If we fall back into this triangle, I'll short it. Those are technical breakdowns. But why are you looking as everything is as bullish that can be to be a contrarian and to short them? That's backwards, and you could easily fix your results by stop looking to pick tops. It's the worst way to ever approach trading is looking to pick tops and bottoms. All humans do it until you talk to yourself and understand why that behavior is preventing you from being profitable. I don't think anything about any individual project whatsoever, right? I don't think anything. If you want, there's a video on the channel. It's recent talking about Ethereum and altcoin price predictions. If you haven't watched that video, you're missing out. It is absolutely a gem. Watch that video. I think altcoins outperform Bitcoin. I don't care anything about any individual project whatsoever. And the best trade is on Bitcoin. Is Euro breaking out here? Let's check out the Euro US dollar over here. Yeah, that's breaking out. Nice. Who said that? Jade, excuse me. Thank you for that. Look at that. Breaking. What's the dollar index doing? Look at that. A slow motion train wreck, right? And, that's what we've been targeting, the yearly low. Look at that breakout over here. Good get on you. It's time to get involved on the Euro and US dollar pairs. I hope, Heath, if you're listening, I hope you're pointing that out on the, and I know you were looking going into this week long from your last weekly video on the Euro US dollar. Not me, but now that we're breaking above here, right? For sure, this opens up some US dollar pairs for me. I'd watch this trend line over here as resistance on the upside. You can see that coincides right over here. Also, with that last bit of the last high, you have resistance over there. That's where I would look, right? Into this resistance over there. Not to sell it. That's where I would be tightening up any trade. But even if we burst all the way over here, that's the pullback I'll be looking to enter. But yeah, very nice heads up on that. Thank you for that. Yeah, oil's next resistance. Let's see what we have. I love when people whatchamacallit show that they have no understanding. I really do. Is there resistance at 48? Yeah, I have it a little higher. I have it into this area over there, but for sure 100% you're right. 100% your level is right, and it's a zone, right? Between 49.50 and 48.60. It's a zone. But you got it, Pure Vita. Nothing. I don't think gold has anything whatsoever to do with Bitcoin. Anything. By the way, again, listen to those who have been right. Come back over here. Come back, into June, July, and everyone was used to, the tight correlation between the equity markets and between Bitcoin. And I kept saying, listen, you're going to start seeing signs of that correlation breaking. And in 2021, the first quarter, it's going to be really clear to you that it's completely broken. And I have to be honest, almost everyone didn't believe me, right? And sure enough, if you don't see it now, if you remember, the equity markets here came off 10%. Bitcoin was up 20% during that period, right? And the equity markets haven't gone anywhere since then. And Bitcoin's up what? Even with its current drawdown, it's up, almost 70%. So I don't think gold has anything whatsoever to do with Bitcoin. That's right. In that range, there were two trades or three that Kips has been trading oil and successfully. No question about it. Right. And I called out these two into this support, these two buys. And I think that I was only looking at the support, but it just happened. They happened to be hurricanes as well. So again, I just think the charts price everything in. One day they will force people to sell Bitcoin for the new digital currency. They will not be able to. No, well, I mean, Clint, they tried to, when they made gold illegal in the US, there was a significant portion of people who never gave up their gold. Bitcoin is unconfiscatable. I don't know. We'll see what happens over there. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Yes, he did, Kips. And speaking of which, I think we're going to go right now with our little bit of an outro. We're going to go with our outro right now and listen to some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Kips guitar. Wow, I was way behind on the comments. I didn't even see all that. Well, I hope you all had a good session. Enjoyed it. I'm way behind on all these comments because I was going over the questions as they come. Right? No, I don't think Bitcoin's going to 100,000. I think Bitcoin is going higher than 100,000. Do I think I'm overconfident in that? No. But I like Tony. I don't like anyway. No, I don't think so at all. Not even close. I think I'm conservative when I say 140,000. Right? Just like again, go back to September. Bitcoin was trading. Where were we at over here at $10,000, $10,250. Jordan, are you still sticking to 18,000 by the end of the year on Bitcoin? Absolutely. Right? Oh, wait, he was right. When I say 140,000 on Bitcoin, I set targets that I believe will be achieved. You all know I did the math for 160,000, and you all know I firmly believe it's possible with what's going on here. In the current system, 20% of all U.S. dollars printed this year, that the model could break to the upside. But I think 140,000, in my opinion, is conservative. It's something I believe that will be met. Let me pause this 1 second. Hey, Ryan. Ryan says, yeah, when it's not achieved, you'll be silent as a lamb about it. Ryan, that shows you know absolutely. Why, Ryan? Because everyone here knows anytime I'm wrong, I'm the first to admit it. Before anyone asks me about it, I will freely and always admit that I'm wrong. Because look, I don't have an ego where I need to be proven right. I've been trading for over 20 years in the markets because I don't have an ego. I only want to know what is correct. I don't care if I'm right or wrong. Ryan, that's the stupidest comment that I've seen ever on this channel. It shows that you're the type of person that walks into a room and is like, I don't like Bitcoin. And you don't even understand Bitcoin. Stop giving an opinion if you don't have any value to add to the conversation. And that comment shows, Ryan, that you know absolutely nothing about me, this channel, myself, or my work. Ryan, actually, do me a favor. Don't come back. Yeah, let me go ahead actually and share the link over here. Do come over to Kip's channel, first of all, and subscribe. Go give a like to Autumn because that's an incredible track right there. Go ahead and support that for sure. So everyone, please light up that track Autumn over there with a like. Anyone who's still listening, because it's amazing and we're grateful for it. Listen, Ryan, whether you bought Bitcoin before I did or not, I have no idea. But the truth is, if you listen to a lot of people who are early adopters on Bitcoin, and when I say early adopters, I'm talking about 2011, in that area. Anyone before 2011 was really beyond their early adopter. They were like just completely like from the ground floor up. But they tend to understand Bitcoin from more of a philosophical perspective. They don't have any understanding, or very few have any understanding of the actual Bitcoin cycle, right? I'm talking about almost every single person who was early on Bitcoin. And I don't think you're one of them. But if you were, that would be it. But Ryan, listen, here's the deal. You don't know anything from anything. All right? So, and everyone else, if I get like, believe me, I'm detached I'm as detached when I'm talking about like confronting people who have the audacity to offer an opinion they know nothing about, as I am in my trading. It doesn't get me riled up or triggered whatsoever, right? At all. So don't even worry about that. Completely detached in my handling of people who really just whatever. So Ryan, obviously, brother, listen, you're just not even welcome here. Do not come back. We don't want you, right? So that's all. That's good. Ryan, you just stepped upon probably one of the best and only beautiful communities in the world. And this is the first time we ever had an incident like that. So guess what? I'll see you later, and that's it. Good for you. Some people, they step in a good thing and they don't know what to do with it. So that's it. He's gone. And it doesn't even matter. You're done. So too bad for you. What else could I say? But everyone else, look, it's been a phenomenal session as always. That's like water off the duck's back. It doesn't even matter. It definitely, if you're all concerned about me, I could care less. Honestly, I'm going to listen again to Kip's track. That's what's important to me. That's the good stuff over there. Everyone, right now, if you're still here, go to the description of this video. And if you're not on the Telegram group, get on the Telegram group. This weekend, Heath is going to put out a video preparing everyone for next week. The pairs that he's looking at in FX, do take a look at it. All right? So watch out for that. And then, let's go ahead and listen to some more Kips. I want to listen again because it's Friday and it's just a beautiful moment in time. It's the present. I am a New Yorker. I'm not going to run from a fight. All right, everybody. Listen, it's a holiday weekend. Enjoy it. Thanks for making my day brighter. Thanks for spending this time together. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Monday, we're into it. We got a full week of trading. We got the FOMC coming up. We're going to take a look at it all together. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.